Heyo, this is Yeti Whiskers, and today we're going to be walking through the Railing King Hard Get There Challenge on School 2. In order to complete the Get There challenges, you need to include all the gaps listed in the challenge in a single combo. Each level has 2 Get There challenges, one easy and the other hard, and to earn the Got There trophy, you need to complete all the Hard Get There challenges. To find the Get There challenges, you need to make your way over to the challenges on the menu here, and then head down to Skate Park Challenges, THPS 2 Get There's, and then scroll down to find Railing King. As you can see, you need all 3 roll call gaps and the gym rail to rail gap for this one, and the reward for doing so is this deck, 1000 XP and $500. Before we dive into the analysis, let's take a look at a few things. Personally, I think the difficulty on this one is a 10 out of 10. It took me about 5 or 6 hours to complete this challenge. This, in my opinion, is the hardest Get There in the game. It requires a ton of manualing, lots of grinding, so your balance there and the skill keeping your balance will be tested. So just be patient with yourself and take breaks as needed. I had to stop and come back to this one a few times before I finally landed it. The first gap we need to include in our combo is the Roll Call Nightmare Rail gap, and for this you just need to grind down the rail here, highlighted in blue. This is near where you spawn, and you just need to grind from the top all the way down. So here's a clip from the School 2 Gaps video I put out a bit ago showing this one. The second gap you need to hit is the Roll Call Gonz rail, and for this one you need to grind the rail marked with the green arrow here, and you can come from inside the gym and grind all the way down, or just take the kicker up to the rail and then grind. So let's go ahead and take a look at this one. Next, we need to get the Roll Call Opunsezmee rail, and this is another grind. You just have to go in the direction the arrows are pointing. You have to start at the top and head down. You can't come from the down up, unfortunately. And this one can be a little bit tricky to connect in your line, but here it is solo. The last gap we need to get is the gym rail to rail, and I've highlighted this in purple, and you just need to grind the 2 rails in front of the gym without hitting the ground in between. You can go from either direction, and here it is. Now that we've seen all the gaps individually, here they are together. And individually, the gaps super simple and easy, but getting them to combo together is a challenge. So there are a few different ways to complete this. The most common one I've seen videos for is you start with a Nightmare Rail, grind on down, manual your way over to the gym rail to rail, manual to the Gonz rail, and then combo your way up to the top of the Opunsezmee rail. And this can get pretty tricky to turn around once you do get up to the top, and try and keep your combo and start, because like I said, you do have to start at the top and grind your way down. I lost my combo, I don't know how many times, trying to get that just right and grinding into the Opunsezmee rail. I actually ended up taking another line to complete this one, but I will leave a link in the description for this first method so you can kind of check that out. The route I took to complete this Get There was to start with the Opunsezmee rail, and then I manualed and wall rid my way and grinded my way up to the top where the Nightmare rail is, grinded down, hit the gym rail to rail, and finally ended with the Gonz rail. So no matter the route you take, this is going to be a challenge. There's going to be plenty of manual balancing and grind balancing. Your skill here is going to be tested, as well as your patience. So don't give up and don't be afraid to try a new route. Let's go ahead and take a look at this in slow motion. We'll kind of walk you through it. Okay, so here we are going down the Opunsezmee rail. I found it's best not to ollie, but just go straight into a manual here. You're going to manual your way around and then do a wall ride here to keep your balance and speed. And then you're going to ollie up this little ramp. Again, another wall ride to keep your speed, and so you don't have to worry about manualing as much. And then from here, I'm going to grind actually most of the way up this rail. If you find you're losing speed, you can go ahead and ollie and grind again. You can see I'm going to do that right here. Into a manual. This gets a little tricky, this turn right here. You got to watch out for that ledge. You can see I just narrowly avoid it, but you can also ollie over top. And then you're going to start your Nightmare Rail grind here, all the way down. As soon as that triggers, I'm going to go ahead and manual, wall ride. And you'll see I do a bunch of ollies into manuals, and that's so I have less manual time. Here's the gym rail to rail, grind, into another manual, and finally at this point I'm getting pretty confident that I'm finally going to hit this one. So you can see we jump off at the kicker into the rail and get that last roll call gap. So now that we've seen it in slow motion, let's go ahead and take a look at this in full speed. And that miraculously is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it, and really good luck on this one.